If you're not satisfied with your life, then watch this story until the end. It may change the way you see yourself forever. Once upon a time, in a small fishing village on the coast of Norway, there lived a young fisherman named Erik. Every morning before sunrise, Erik would leave his wooden cabin and walk down to the harbor. The icy wind blew across the sea, the waves crashed against the rock, and while the other fishermen greeted each other with smiles, Erik carried a heavy sadness in his heart. He was tired of his life. He was tired of waking up before dawn, tired of working in the cold, tired of watching others appear more successful than him. One evening, after a long day at sea, Erik sat alone on a cliff overlooking the fjords. As the sun slowly disappeared behind the mountains, he whispered to himself, "Why does everyone else seem happier than me?" At that moment, an old traveler happened to be passing by. The man had a long grey beard and kind eyes. He sat beside Erik and asked, "My son, why are you so troubled?" Erik sighed, "I am unhappy with my life." The old man listened quietly. Erik continued, "I work hard every day, yet I have so little. Others have better lives. Some are rich, some are famous, some travel the world. I feel like I was given the worst life of all." The traveler smiled gently. "My friend, are you certain about that?" Erik nodded. "Of course." The old man thought for a moment. Then he said, "If you truly believe that, go and speak to 3 people. Ask them if they are happy with their lives. Then return to me tomorrow." Erik agreed. The next morning, he began his journey. The first person he met was a wealthy businessman who owned one of the largest shipping companies in the region. The man's mansion overlooked the sea. Luxury cars filled his driveway. His success was known throughout the country. Erik looked around in amazement. Surely this man must be happy. He asked, "Sir, you are rich beyond imagination. Are you happy with your life?" The businessman laughed bitterly. "Happy?" He shook his head. "I haven't slept peacefully in years." Erik was surprised. The businessman continued, "I spend every day worrying about losing everything. My competitors want my position. My employees depend on me. Every decision carries enormous pressure." He stared out the window. "People envy my wealth, but they don't see the fear that comes with it." Erik thanked him and continued on his way. A few hours later, he arrived in a nearby city. There he met a famous musician. Crowds gathered wherever the musician went. People asked for photographs. Children cheered when they saw him. Erik thought, surely fame must bring happiness. He approached the musician and asked, "You are loved by thousands of people. Are you happy?" The musician smiled sadly. "Not really." Erik frowned. "Why not?" The musician replied, "People know my name, but very few know me." He looked down at the ground. "I cannot walk through the city without being recognized. I cannot enjoy simple moments in peace. Many people admire me, yet I often feel lonely." Erik had not expected that answer. He thanked the musician and continued his journey. Before we reveal what happened next, tell me your country in the comments below. I'm curious to see how many countries are watching this story today. And if you're enjoying it so far, hit the like button because the biggest lesson is still ahead. By evening, he reached a remote mountain lodge. There, he met a famous explorer who had traveled across the Arctic. The explorer had climbed mountains, crossed glaciers, and visited places most people would never see. Erik thought, this man has lived an extraordinary life. Surely he must be happy. He asked, "You have seen the world. You have accomplished incredible things. Are you happy?" The explorer stared into the fireplace before answering. "I've spent my entire life chasing the next adventure." He paused, "And now I regret how much time I spent away from the people I love." Erik listened carefully. The explorer continued, "My children grew up while I was gone. My parents became old while I was chasing achievements. Sometimes I wonder whether success cost me more than it gave me." For a long moment, neither of them spoke. That night, Erik began his journey back to the village. As he walked beside the fjords, he thought about everything he had heard. The wealthy man had money, but no peace. The famous musician had admiration, but no privacy. The explorer had achievements, but many regrets. For the first time, Erik began to question his assumptions. The next morning, he found the old traveler sitting beside the harbor. The traveler smiled. "So, what did you learn?" Erik sat beside him. "I learned that everyone is carrying a burden." The traveler nodded. "Go on." Erik continued. "The rich man fears losing what he has. The famous man cannot live freely. The explorer regrets the time he lost with his family. I thought their lives were perfect, but each of them struggles in ways I never imagined." The old man smiled. "And what about your own life?" Erik looked toward the sea. He watched the sunlight dance across the water. He watched the fishing boats return to shore. He watched children laughing near the dock. For the first time in many years, he noticed things he had taken for granted. "My life is not perfect," he said, "but neither is anyone else's." The traveler nodded. "Exactly." Then he said something Erik would never forget. "When you compare your worst moments to someone else's best moments, you will always feel poor. But when you understand that every life contains struggles, you begin to appreciate your own. Erik sat silently. The words touched his heart. The traveler continued, "Happiness is not found by becoming someone else. It is found by becoming grateful for who you already are." At that moment, something changed inside Erik. The cold wind still blew. The sea was still rough. His work would still be difficult, but his perspective had changed, and sometimes that changes everything. Years later, people noticed that Erik always seemed cheerful. One day, a young fisherman asked him, "What is your secret?" Erik smiled. Then he told him the story of the 3 men, and he ended with these words: "The moment I stopped comparing my life to others, I finally started enjoying my own. Remember this, there will always be someone richer than you, someone more successful than you, someone more talented than you, and there will always be someone who wishes they had what you have right now. If you spend your life comparing yourself with others, happiness will always remain out of reach. But if you learn to appreciate your own journey, your own blessing, and your own opportunity, you will discover something many people spend their entire lives searching for: contentment. And a content heart is one of the greatest treasures a person can ever possess."